Hey Capricorn, Amanda here with Unseen Hands Healing. Thank you so much for tuning in for your mid-June reading. This is Coconut in the background. I'm dog sitting, so we've got an extra special spirit here helping with your reading. So for this check-in, for those of you that saw my Gemini new moon video, and if you haven't, please go back and check the energy for that because that's informing this reading for sure. I felt like that new moon at the beginning of the month really was an opening, an opportunity to start a new life or to move through the world in an entirely new way. And so I'm choosing the Next World Tarot to bring your mid-June check-in message because as we enter this next world, I believe that this is the deck that has the message for all of us. So we're starting off your reading here with the beautiful Star card. This is a lovely way to start your reading, Capricorn. The star is all about healing. And actually, now that I think about it, I believe the star card was very prominently featured in your June reading as well. So if you haven't seen your June monthly, go back and check that after you watch this. But the star is all about healing. It's all about following your dreams, following your heart and your wishes and your desires and your hopes. And it's through following those deep soul wishes that healing can happen. So you can see that this person has the healing waters here. She's kneeling down into those healing waters. There's also the story happening here of the caterpillar entering the chrysalis and becoming a butterfly, and the butterfly flying. So this card came out for Leo as well and was a central part of Leo's story for mid-June. This really is, and it's a similar message that I'm going to offer you as well, Capricorn, which was there's all these beautiful butterflies in this card, and then down in the foreground, if you can see that, we have a caterpillar entering the chrysalis. So the caterpillar enters the chrysalis of its own free will. This is a metaphor for you entering your process of transformation of your own free will, walking into that chrysalis knowing damn well what's going to happen in there, which is the breakdown of everything that the caterpillar has known itself to be. Which, when you think about it, is truly terrifying. So, like I said, for Leo, this is it's a scary choice to transform. It is a terrifying choice to enter that chrysalis knowing that you're basically going to digest in your own enzymes. But we do it because of the promise on the other side, which is this butterfly. You can feel when it's time to grow wings, and when the organism that you are does not have the tools, does not have the physical cellular makeup to get you where you need to go. That caterpillar literally cannot get to where it dreams of going. Talk about the star card, hopes and dreams. I believe in the deck I used for your June reading, the star card shows that shining star up in the background, sort of shining like a spotlight down on where you need to go. So maybe you're at a moment here mid-June where you can see where you need to go and you realize you don't have the wings to get there because you're still a caterpillar. So it's time to enter that chrysalis, go through that painful transformation process of completely stripping yourself to the bare bones of just your primordial soup, your basic cellular makeup. Because what happens in that chrysalis is the caterpillar completely dissolves and the DNA of the cells shifts and starts writing a new blueprint, a new plan, because the butterfly is a completely different organism. So the DNA actually shifts, the cells start getting new messages. Oh, okay, we have to we have to make wings now. We've never made wings before. Here's a new blueprint. Okay, let's get to work. We know how to do it. And so over that time in that chrysalis, that's what's happening. You're getting that. You're literally shifting on a cellular level to become an entirely different organism. So that is the first card out here in the star. So mid-June here, this transformation process, if it's not already happening, it's on the table for you. And then we move into the Queen of Swords energy. Down here, the definition here in the Next World Tarot is the Throne of Truth. Beautiful. The queens are all about that internal space. To me, this is like you as the caterpillar choosing to enter the cocoon and transform because you know your truth. It's like once you are really, really honest with yourself, you've got that sword. And notice how she's got it firmly planted on the ground and her body is firmly planted. So, and you can see the look on her face. It's determined. There's no wavering. There's no question in her mind about what needs to happen. She knows exactly what needs to happen. She's firm in her truth. So once you're firm in your truth and you know what is right for you internally, then you can make that shift into the transformation that you know you need to do, because part of knowing your internal truth is knowing what that star is for you, what that knowing what is your North Star, what is the thing that drives you forward, what is the point on the horizon you're trying to get to. And once you know that, that's a clear internal truth that you can, a clear throne of truth, if you will, that you can really stand on. And that will give you the internal conviction that you need to march yourself willingly into that process of transformation, which is not easy. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. These are beautiful cards. They really are for you, Capricorn. Ten of Pentacles. The key word down here that's used in this deck is security. This person is walking high, up on a tightrope, in some solid boots. Very self-assured. I love this look on her face. The wind is blowing. She's up very high on this tightrope, but she doesn't seem to mind. She has absolute faith and absolute trust. Absolute security, if you will. So a lot of the readings mid-June are talking about a redefinition of security. What does it actually mean to you to be secure, to feel secure? And I think the shift that I'm seeing here is an internal one. A redefinition of security to say, what do you need to feel secure inside? That's where that firm foundation and throne of truth comes from, is understanding what you need to feel secure as a fully contained, self-contained being, not so much secure out in the world. Because once you've got that inner security, it will radiate out into your security out in the material world. Because you can see this person has the inner security that she needs, and so she can walk out onto that tightrope, in that outside world with full security. She can go through all of the transformation of the phases of the moon. You know, this is also speaking to me of that moon cycle that we are in right now, that feels like a really important moon cycle that is the precursor to all of the eclipses that are coming this summer. And so I really feel like with this Gemini new moon in the beginning of June, we have an opening here. We have an opening that is preparing us to transform, to walk forward into this process of transformation and be reborn as a new being walking into a whole new world. So I'm seeing that reflected here in the phases of the moon, this moon cycle, new moon to new moon, and leading us up into these eclipses, this is a major moment in time for all of us. And I'm seeing that reflected here for you, Capricorn. This is a major moment for you. How are you going to walk forward with your truth, with a sense of inner security that defines your definition of security outside of yourself from a place from within, and then walking forward towards this process of breaking down the organism that you are now in order to grow the wings that you need to fly towards your star, which is, of course, your hopes, your dreams, your desires, your soul's yearnings. And through that breaking down and rebirth process, that is the healing that the star card promises. Wow, this is very beautiful. I'm feeling drawn to take a little advice from the Octaspaman oracle cards, for lack of a better word here. It's a fun, snarky, sarcastic deck that I think will offer you maybe a little closing sentiment here. If you would like to dive deeper before we take this card here, if you would like to dive deeper into these three energies that we pulled for mid-June, I'm going to do an extended reading here right after this, so you can go down below, follow the link over to Vimeo, where you will be able to view that extended reading, and we'll take some clarifying cards on each of these and see if we can get more specific information to tap into some specific situations that y'all are going through out there. All right, but before we do that, let's get a closing message here for Capricorn, mid-June 2019. Mid-June 2019. Okay, we got too many cards, so I'm gonna keep shuffling. What's the message for Capricorn? Nice. All right. Follow the white rabbit. Okay, so remember, you know what? I actually think this came out for Leo too, which is ridiculous because that means both of you got this transformation with the star of entering the chrysalis to follow your dreams, and both of you got this white rabbit. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you both got that. So what I'm seeing in this, follow the white rabbit, first of all, many of us are thinking of Alice in Wonderland here. Follow that white rabbit down the rabbit hole into the realm. I'm noticing that your little name tag fell. Let's get you back up here. Okay. Into the realm of that dream space, that's unconscious, subconscious, inner world that is a wild trip. It is a totally wild trip for Alice down there, but it's through going through that adventure down her own rabbit hole, deep inside of herself, that she grows, transforms, learns about herself in the process. So I'm really feeling like follow that white rabbit into that chrysalis. It's dark and wild in there, but you know what? You're going to come out with wings on the other side. I also can't help but see, and I think I said this in the Leo video as well, that this person is holding the rabbit, almost like making a rabbit hole with her arm, and the rabbit is sort of slipping through that hole, which really feels like a birth canal, which goes along with this transformation and rebirth energy that is present here in your reading. In her other hand, she's holding a knife. To me, for you, it represented something different for Leo. For you, Capricorn, because we have the throne of truth here, the Queen of Swords, that's your sword. That's your sword right there. Trust that with following the rabbit, you know, with that rabbit in one hand, this like wily, you know, the rabbit is embodying trusting your magic and trusting in things that are a little less tangible, a little less mental sphere, and dropping down into the depths of the unknown where things can get a little wild. Especially to us here in the West, in the US, where many of us are really moving from our logic brains. The rabbit, the white rabbit, is taking you elsewhere. It is taking you into other realms. You can trust yourself to go into those other realms because you have your truth. You've got your sword of truth in one hand, and you're going to follow the white rabbit in the other. So hold on to what you know to be true at your core. She's holding this sword right at her core, and it's down into the earth. Trust that your truth is rooted all the way through your core, down into the earth, into stable ground. Capricorn, you're an earth sign. You can trust yourself that you are stable as you go down into these other realms, into this other space where things might get a little wilder, a little less logic brain, and a little more Alice in Wonderland feeling. It's okay. It's through that process that you're going to come out with wings. All right, Capricorn, if this is resonating for you and you're into it, follow me to the extended. If not, thank you so much for joining me. Please do click that like button and share, subscribe to my channel so that we can stay connected as we move into eclipse season this summer. Take care, y'all.